Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Katie Weaver Show. This is Katie. Hi, I'm live and I'm so happy to be here. If you are listening live, it is the 17th of January at about 11 a.m. Pacific time. If you are listening or watching a replay or archive, I'd also like to welcome you to the show. I kind of slid in here sideways at the last second. My goodness, so much going on this morning. So I'm just putting my banner up in the chat room right now. But if you'd like to join us in the chat, all you have to do is head over to 12radio.com, click on the chat button, and you'll be redirected into the Facebook chat. And you'll see my banner at the top of the page here shortly. And you'll see other people chatting there as well. That's a great place to leave a comment or ask a question. However, I am also live streaming this event, so if you'd rather watch than listen, all you have to do is go to YouTube or Facebook and look for Katie Weaver Domestic Mystic, and you'll find me there. So either way, we're going to have a great show. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, banner is posted. There we go. I usually try to do that beforehand, but I restarted my computer because it was acting kind of weird and blah blah blah. Here we are. So how are you guys? I hope that you're well. I hope you're having a good kickoff to your week. Yes. Oh, Sid said I love the pretty flower and moon picture on today's show page. Oh, thank you. Me too. Me too. I discovered a different design company than the one I normally use earlier this year, like a couple weeks ago. And I love it. I love their graphics. They're different. They are gorgeous. I love the graphics I've been using too, but really like the change. I'm always all about uh, you know, supporting other people's work and purchasing their graphics. One thing that I do not do is just go to Google and find graphics and use them. A lot of people do that because, I mean, technically those are copyright violations, but nobody can stay on top of that stuff all the time. So it ends up with people's work being stolen quite a bit, I think. And so I try super hard to not do that and purchase people's work rather than, you know, just go to Google and take anything off images I want. So, which is the way you're supposed to do it. I mean, let's be real, that's not that noble. That's just following the rules. But unfortunately, a lot of people don't follow the rules. So, yuck. Don't like it. Don't like it one bit. Anyway, I hope that you guys are well. I have turned a corner, I think. I think I kind of hit the January blahs, January depression there for a little bit. And man, I have not accomplished much and I'm pretty sick of it. And so I'm finally catching my stride and I'm really glad. When you get sick of yourself, you know. And in fact, any of you that won something in my holiday giveaway may have noticed that you haven't received it. And that's because I haven't sent it. Uh, it's dumb, but here's the dumb story. When my kids were here, it's just hard to get much accomplished. And so I'm kind of blaming them, except for that I should have just made them help me get it boxed up. It's like a 30-minute job. I already made the address labels. So this is easy. But I let it go for a couple of weeks and then I thought, well, I don't want to send you guys these marshmallows because, you know, they're not bad. Marshmallows don't really go bad, but they're not fresh. They're not the awesome ones I wanted you to have. So then I thought, well, I'll make new marshmallows. Well, I found these really cute heart molds that I wanted to use and I bought them and somehow they got locked or left in the car. So then for like a week, I didn't make marshmallows because I didn't bring those molds in from the car. And I know I'm tracking how dumb this story is. I know. But this is what procrastination and depression does to you, right? So finally, Scott brought the molds in from the car and said, "Here's those molds. Don't you need to make marshmallows?" But I didn't for another week because of various excuses ranging from, well, I want to wash the dishes before I make marshmallows. So I wash the dishes like 4 times, because I actually do wash the dishes just about every day. Uh, but I still didn't make marshmallows. And finally, yesterday, I said, okay, I have to get back to putting a list on the board. I have a whiteboard in my kitchen, split in half. Scott has a half, I have a half, and then we kind of have a center spot for joint projects and things we need to both do because I have to have lists and stuff to stay organized. Anyway, so yesterday I went, okay, I haven't put anything on the whiteboard in like 2 weeks, and also I'm not getting anything done. So I put everything on the whiteboard I could think of, knowing that I probably wouldn't get it all done in one day, but I could probably get fairly close. So I put it all on the whiteboard. I started doing my things. And by the end of the day, wouldn't you know it, everything was done except for mailing the holiday stuff, which I couldn't really do because the marshmallows have to set. But all that to say, I made the cutest freaking marshmallows for you guys, and I'm so excited for you to get them because they are raspberry and they are gold dusted and they are so cute and pretty. So this morning, amidst a super busy morning, I took that time to sit down and pack it all up. So as soon as the show's over, we're going to the post office, and by God, all the holiday stuff's going out. so, so there it is. Why do we do these things to ourselves? Well, I'm actually going to talk about it a little bit in Luminous today. Some ways to combat procrastination. However, I think that also sometimes we have to give ourselves a bit of grace. I know that for me, the fall was crazy, just crazy. And I probably just needed some grace. And that's okay too. Like, we're all okay here. And I know that you guys are too. Yes. Pamela said she can relate. Yes. I think some of this probably is also just autoimmune chaos, that wreaks havoc on your body. And so, anyway, we'll talk about it some more because I know that a lot of you guys go through these periods too. And yet, part of it is I've been doing a lot of learning. I know this will come as a surprise to no one, but there's a new, there's not, it's not new, but there's a skill I want to learn, and I need to purchase the equipment for it. And it would be by far the biggest expenditure I have ever made. Uh, as far as craft supplies goes, I really, really, really want to buy a 15 head or a 15 needle embroidery machine. I've been looking at him forever. Scott's been looking at him forever. We have fallen clear down the rabbit hole this last couple of weeks and learning everything we could, researching everything we could. So now it's just deciding that we really we'd have to finance it. They're insane. However, they do amazing things and beautiful things that I think I could make and sell and really flourish with and really, really enjoy. So, whew, am I going to do it? I don't know. I want to do it. But I have watched so many videos, followed several forums, asked a lot of questions, uh, watched a billion TikToks, thought about what kind of niche I would want to be in, and Scott, what kind of niche he would want to be in, because frankly, I think at this point he may actually use it more than me because he has big plans too. I don't know. We'll find out. So anyway, that's where my, uh, you know, that's where my focus has been. That's where my time's going. Partly probably some time wasting, but also college basketball. My God. I know not all of you are sports watchers. It's okay. I love college basketball. I love basketball. I wanted to play basketball so bad. And I did play, I grew up in a town that was like 99% Mormon. And your neighborhood was separated into a ward. And then your larger neighborhood was separated into a stake. So every stake would have like, I don't know, 6 or 8 wards. And then those wards would play sports against each other. And it was the best thing about church. We had a ball doing that. And so we played volleyball in the fall, we played basketball in the winter, and we played softball in the summer. And I absolutely loved church sports because they were more inclusive to the kids who didn't really come to church or feel like they fit into church. That was one way that they could really feel a little bit more included. Is a lot of times they'd come and play sports with us. Um, we learned a lot. We made lifelong enemies. I still see girls in town sometimes that I might still hate because of church sports in seventh grade. Who has a problem here? I think it's me. I'm the problem. Years ago, Mars ended up on a softball team with the daughter of a girl that I absolutely hated from church sports, and I discovered what a really freaking nice girl she is. I know. Yeah, I maybe I'll grow up someday. I don't know. It's possible, but I'm not holding my breath. Anyway, loved basketball so much. It was my jam. So of course, time to try out for junior high basketball, and I'm bouncing in there. Absolutely thrilled to be there. Want to play. Love it. My dad loved basketball. He played basketball. Um, when I was a kid, he would take us back to his hometown to go watch basketball games all winter long. We loved it. So I go try out for basketball. First thing they do is they line us up shortest to tallest. Yeah. So that's not good because I was the shortest one. So that pretty much puts you on the cut list. However, I remained steadfast in my desire to play, and I even came back for day two. And I felt like I played well. I did play well. I didn't suck, but I was just too short. And I got cut, and it broke my heart. And then the next year, I had the absolute audacity to try out again. You'd think I might have learned. I wonder what my mother was thinking. You know, was she like, should I discourage this? Should I should I let her go on with it? Like, dude, you're not going to make the team. You are too little. You know. But nope. I went out there and I put my best foot forward and I got cut again and it broke my heart again. And I learned my lesson about basketball. You're never going to get to play school basketball because girls that are 5 feet tall don't make the team. So that was it with me and my my basketball career. Except for that, I did play church ball clear up until I don't know high school. You know. Anyway, so that was a lot of things to say. I love basketball. I love college basketball and high school. I still follow our high school. We go to games sometimes, but you can also watch them online for a nominal fee that I gladly pay because I like to watch the games. Scott doesn't as much. He's not as taken in, but it's my thing. Anyhow, so college basketball, blah blah blah, college basketball. Wow, I love Boise State. You guys know that. My kids go to Boise State. I have always wanted to go to Boise State, but have never actually been a student. Um, but I've spent a lot of time on their campus, and I absolutely love Boise State. And they last year were fantastic in men's basketball and won the Mountain West and actually went on to actually go to the big show, which never happens for Boise in basketball. And they did. And anyway, they're having another great season. So that's where some of my energy is going is watching Boise State basketball and trying to get my shit together to actually go to Boise and go to a game, but I haven't made it there yet, but we'll see. Anyway, that's what I've been doing. And the Boise State women's team were really, really good the last 2 years. This year, not so much, but I'm still following them, by God. One thing that college sports need to answer a question none of you asked. One thing college sports really need is they need more people to follow and support women's sports. Women's sports are It's sad to see how little attention they get, support they get. I have a friend who was at Idaho State University working in she was a ticket taker for games, right? And well, she posted on Facebook one time last year that the women's basketball game had 12 fans. 12! 12. The men's games raise the roof. They fill their facility. Their facility's not very big, but they sell it out for every game. And that team gets beat most of the time, but they still sell it out. Everybody comes out for their games, but the girls cannot get a crowd. And it's not just ISU, it's every school. The women's sports need a lot more attention than they're getting. So if you live in a town that has a university or a JUCO or whatever, schools, take a look at the women's sports and maybe just once in a while turn it on or actually buy a ticket and go sit through an event and watch them. Show them some support. From personal experience of having collegiate athletes, I can definitely say that the girls work just as hard as the boys do. And frankly, they deserve some support. So if you're looking for a very different way to support women, that would be a really powerful one. It wouldn't kill you to turn on the WNBA every once in a while, too. But prof- I'm not as big of a fan of professional basketball. It just doesn't seem as fun. Yeah, women's sports are like that. The fans are mostly parents and friends. Yep. Yep. Truth. We need to change that. As women, we should change that. We should become wild and crazy fans. Believe it or not, there is no women's program anywhere near me. About an hour and a half away is the closest college that has any female sports. So it's a little further for me to go, but I still should. You know, it's a different hot take, right? We support women in a lot of different ways, but women's sports sure could use some love. So that is all. All righty. Just taking a look at the chats. We should definitely have some time for some readings today. We are going to do some sound therapy as well. Okay. Oh, yay. Tiffany got her bunny home. Okay. She adopted Yuma, now named Henry. However, she's considering naming him Enzo because he races around so fast and he also jumps and leaps. Oh, he's bringing so much joy. That is awesome. Yes, and he will. He will bond with Hickory. Oh, I'm so glad, Tiffany. I'm thrilled for you. Wonderful. I know that I know you bought him or adopted him mostly thinking about Hickory. Uh but he's so good for your heart too because you also get to heal. Okay. Just looking at both chats here. Hey, Kev. All right. Sid said some of the most powerful basketball players have been short fireballs. I'm thinking of Isaiah Thomas, who played with the Boston Celtics in the 80s when the Lakers rivalry was big news. Yeah, for sure. See, they missed out. They missed out. I would have been so loyal. I would have been fierce. I'm a great teammate. Oh, well, their loss. I had to move on to competitive gymnastics because that's what the short girls do. It was that or cheer, and yeah, it was a hard pass on cheer for me. That was not my jam. However, gymnastics, I loved. However, that's still old news, the oldest of news. All right, let's take a look at Luminous. There's a few things in there I wanted to talk about a little today. I'm going to put a link in both chat rooms for you, and then I'll share my screen as well. Hey, Sheila. Ooh, what is that? No, no, no. It is my lemon trees blooming. They are blooming up a storm right now. Hey, Laurie. And I think it's yeah, it's definitely I'm having a little response to it. But hey, having lemon trees blooming in your office in January when you're looking out the window to all that snow, I mean, come on. We'll take the cough and the lemons for that matter. I have 3 lemons sitting on the counter in the kitchen right now that came from those trees that I've been putting in tea with honey that came from our honeybees. So I'm feeling super organic here. Okay. Well, let's go through it. I found this file of watercolor trees that I thought were so freaking pretty. So, of course, they had to make the cover. I called the magazine this week the Moving Forward edition because, just like I've just been expressing, the physical energy has increased, the collective energy has brightened up, getting through some retrogrades here, I think, and also just getting a little further away from Christmas and deeper into this year. The days are very slowly getting lighter, and our mood is improving. Our collective energy is increasing. That's going to help you get some stuff done this week. So get your bags ready so that you can go through your clothes or your stuff and declutter and work on your projects and mark some things off your list, maybe pay a few bills, the like. I feel like this is a really, really good time for it. We need it. We really, really need it. Okay. In my musings, yes, that's correct. A little chaotic flowchart about how to beat procrastination. Yeah, procrastination. Procrastination. That's I think we all need this. I know I do, and I know from talking to you guys a lot of you need it too. So, here are the thoughts. Set the goals. You will get nothing done if you're a procrastinator. If you are a hot mess, if you tend to be a little ADD or even a little depressed or kind of all of those things, if you don't set some goals and get clear about what you want to do. The crazy thing is, if you do, you can be an unstoppable force, but you really have to ground yourself enough to set the goals. So start it that way. Then every day, plan out the day. Just like my whiteboard in the kitchen, whether you use a planner or a whiteboard or a note on your phone or whatever it is, or just, a notebook on the kitchen counter, plan the day. Write down everything that you need to do. One thing that I do is I write down the things that I've already done. Like for example, writing the daily dish is a daily task for me. It goes on the list. And if I've already done it, I mark it off. I also don't, hey, PH, I also don't erase anything. Put a line through it because I want to be able to look back at the end of the day and see all of the things that I did do. And then the next day, I'll erase it all. Things that didn't get done will go to the top and then I'll start over. Some days there's a lot on the list. Some days there's like 2 things on the list. That's normal, right? But give yourself credit for the stuff that you do. Don't uh don't cut down your own efforts. I think that's important. Wake up earlier. This applies to some of you and not all of you. Depending on how sleep goes for you, if you're a good sleeper or not, or if you're just staying up too late at night and wasting your time, you know, just evaluating your sleep habits, I think, is important and a good way to help beat procrastination, particularly if you find yourself frequently running late for work, unable to do the things in the morning that you would like to do or normally want to do, that you really do need to discipline yourself to get up 30 minutes earlier so that you can accomplish those things realistically, right? If you have to be to work at 8 a.m., you are not going to exercise for an hour and switch the laundry and make a healthy breakfast and lunch and get the kids out the door and make a list and do 15 minutes of meditation. Like, you're not. You're not. So be realistic about what you can accomplish in the morning. I think part of what we do is we set ourselves up for failure by trying to cram way too much into not enough time. Perhaps you need less of a workout in the mornings, or perhaps you need to do all of your meal prep the night before, or perhaps you need to, you know, never do housework in the morning because you don't really have time for it, or whatever it is. But be fair to yourself as well, because sometimes it's not procrastination, sometimes it's unrealistic expectations of yourself. Be nice to you. Less screen time. That applies to most people, not all, but most people find that they lose a lot of time staring at their phones. Set a timer. This is one of my favorite tricks to getting stuff done. Does it always work for me? Obviously, no. Or that Christmas stuff would have gone out a month ago. But however, setting a timer is really, really helpful if you are just having a hard time making yourself do something. And this was a trick I learned from the Fly Lady years and years and years ago. And I think it works really well. Set a timer and decide how much time you are going to work on something. Now, the Fly Lady recommends 15 minutes. And I think 15 minutes is reasonable. Her theory and her kind of catchphrase is that you can do anything for 15 minutes. Man, I have applied that to surgery, to, yeah, medical procedures, dental procedures, uh, all kinds of uncomfortable things that I didn't want to have to do, as well as housework. Maybe you have a catch all on the counter where all the mail gets stacked and now it's, 6 feet high. And you just need to go through it, probably tear up and shred most of it and throw it away, but it's just seems insurmountable. What would happen if you set the timer and turned on some music or a movie or something else that's interesting to listen to? Set that timer for 15 minutes and decided, hey, I'm going to work on this for 15 minutes. That's it, 15 minutes. And then I'm going to give myself permission to walk away. Then I can work on it some more later. How much of that bill stack do you think that you could tackle in 15 minutes? I would imagine it is a lot more than you think. A lot more. And then before you know it, it's done and out of your hair. And suddenly, that's not a monkey on your back anymore. It's not a should have or should have to. It's taken care of. These are ways that we have to discipline ourselves. And sometimes we do have to be a stern mother to ourselves. Stay away from distracting things. That's a big one for me. I have One thing I have done is I've turned all the notifications off on my phone. You will never hear any kind of notification from me because it's too distracting. Then I never quit picking my phone up and looking at it. And I already check my phone frequently because I work on my phone, which means I am hooked at the hip with my phone. There's just no way around that. And that's fine. But you do not have to respond to every single email the second it comes, every single Facebook message, every single whatever. You don't have to run over to Twitter every time Twitter tells you there's something there you might like or whatever it is. You don't have to. But sometimes empaths get really screwed up by their phones because they feel like they do have to, right? You don't have to respond to every text the second it comes. No, you don't. You can wait. And you know what happens if you wait? Your response is different. One thing I see in my empaths is that they will immediately agree to anything they're asked to do, whether they want to or not. And then they'll regret it, wish they had said no, wish they weren't even in this position, and likely will do it anyway and let themselves be miserable because they said they would, right? What if you had a policy that you don't respond to anything immediately, that everything gets a 5-minute break, right? Everything gets a 5-minute break or more. That I don't respond to requests for my time, my energy, my money, my anything immediately. I think about it. I promised your responses would be different. And it's a great challenge to also give yourself that space and that control back over your life. Remember when all we had was landlines? And sometimes you'd call somebody and you'd get that neat, 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 neat telling you their phone was off the hook. Why? Well, maybe someone took it off the hook on accident or on purpose, but you were not going to contact that person right now. Now, if you had to, maybe you'd go to their house, maybe it was an emergency or whatever, but chances are you just have to wait and reach out later. Now, why was that person unavailable? Well, perhaps it was an accident. Phones did get knocked off the hook sometimes or not hung up properly. But then again, maybe they unplugged their phone for a while because they didn't want any phone calls, right? We don't do that anymore. We are Johnny on the spot to everything. And it makes us anxious. It makes us anxious because what if somebody needs us? What if something goes wrong? What if this happens? What if that happens? We have to know right now. What if you didn't? What if you did not? It's an interesting thought that our phones make us anxious. And then as empaths, we give the people around us way too much access to us because we feel guilty if we don't. And then we feel guilty if we don't respond fast enough. And then we feel guilty if we don't do what people want us to do. Gosh, that's a way to live, huh? So it's just a thought, and it's a challenge to all of us to use your phone to benefit you and your electronics to benefit you, but manage your empathy so that you aren't just constantly giving away the farm. You don't have to. Not everyone does that, but as empaths we tend to. So, deep breaths. Sid said, I used to be a master multitasker and was good at doing regular tasks super fast. But for the past couple of years, it makes me feel super stressed. It feels good just to do everything mindfully with focus. But the downside is you get a lot less done each day. That's true. That's true. You really have to prioritize. Yeah. So there are some thoughts about beating procrastination. Jessica, I use the rule that if I miss a call, if it was important for me to call back, they will leave a message. Yep, me too. They will leave a message or they'll send me a text. And then I can decide. Also, while I do like talking on the phone, I am a big fan of text me if you need to, you know? Not everything has to be a phone call. What's the going joke about staff meetings? This could have been an email. You know, I'm really good with a text here and there rather than a full on phone call, too. But Tiffany said she's really resonating with this conversation today. I think we all need to hear it sometimes. We just get swept up. Okay, well, let's keep going. My 12-month video reading is still active and will be for 2 more weeks, and then it's going to come down. So if you were wanting to have a 12-month reading, you're probably going to want to pick that up fairly soon. However, I will pull it down for the year, but if you haven't gotten one and decide you want one down the road, just let me know and I'll send you a private link. I'm just going to pull it down in general so that there's no surprises for me. Okay. Kelly wrote Bitch Scopes this week. It is her 50th birthday this week, so be sure that you seek her out and give her the happiest of birthdays. She sure deserves it. What do they say? Nifty, nifty, look who's 50. Or holy shit, you're 50? So happy birthday, Cal. We love you. Thanks for all you do. And be sure to take a look at her scopes. They are fabulous per always. My tip of the week is a spread. This is Empath's Guide to Clearing Confusion. Why are empaths confused? Well, I will tell you. Empaths feel all the feels, right? And sometimes you're just not sure. Why am I feeling like this? What does it mean? What do I need to know from it? Is something terribly wrong? because empaths also love to worry. And this is the thing that happens to empaths is that the worry sometimes overwhelms them. Uh, so often I hear from clients, I woke up this morning feeling off, like something's wrong. And they'll do things like check in with all of their family members. You okay? You okay? You're okay over here? Okay. So it's not you guys. Yeah. What if you could do a quick little card spread for yourself and get a good sense of maybe what it is you're feeling? So this is easy. It's a 4 card spread. You could do this with tarot cards or oracle cards. But the first card, the first placement is what am I feeling? So to do it, you're going to shuffle your cards a few times, asking them to help you clear your confusion, and spread your cards out and then pull the first card, which is the what is the what am I feeling card. And then the where is it coming from card. So pull a second card. Personally, when I do a spread, I don't turn any cards over until they're all pulled. Because of that whole ADD situation where then I get totally lost in one card. And so I always pull them all face down in front of me and then I start flipping them as I go. So, oh gosh, we have got quite the trolls in the chat room. Let's get rid of them. Dang, she nailed us 3 times before I could get to her. Janet. I don't know who this Janet person is. She's not one of ours. Okay, sorry, you guys. I think I've got her blocked now. Yeah, not doing it. Rude, rude, rude. Okay, so going back. Sorry about that. Where is it coming from? That's the second card. And then the third card is what do I need to do about this feeling? Because that's the hard part. You start feeling like there's something you're supposed to do. But if you don't know what you're supposed to do, then what do you do? Right? It's kind of a shitty feeling. So that's one of the questions. What do I do about this feeling? And then lastly, where should I be putting my energy? Very important, right? Where does this energy go? What should I focus on? I really like this spread, just giving you an opportunity to just clear up a little bit what you're feeling. It helps. It helps you to do something hands on so that you're not just sitting in this state of anxiety without any where to put it. Okay. The energy exercise from Christy this week is energy breathing, which is an awesome way to help you to clear and ground and focus on breath for a few minutes. Heart happenings from Ginger. Of course, she's actually bringing us symbols for the week, which is kind of interesting. I thought we'd look at one. Leo gets the crescent. The angels and guides say that you can find magic this week by paying attention to your dreams and trusting your intuition to guide you. Love it. So be sure to check out yours. There's always more crime over at True Crime Squad. You know that's right. Anita and the Masters. Anita brings us Goddess Kuan Yin this time, which I think is awesome. She's a goddess that's always good to tune into when you need some compassion. And who doesn't need that right now, right? Brand new video from Jamie Dawn, the Mercury Direct new moon video. So, yeah, it's a new moon this week. So, there you go. That is luminous. So, hopefully that helps you in various ways, and of course, thank you to people for helping to contribute to luminous. I always appreciate it. So, let's move on to some clearing. I wanted to do some drumming for some clearing, and then I have a singing bowl as well. I felt like, as you know, we're kind of moving through Mars and Mercury retrograde starting to go direct now, and just a kind of a heavy start to the year. That a good clearing would be good, and then we're going to do some energy raising too with a crystal bowl. So I'm going to drum first. So I will play the drum. All you have to do is sit with it. Close your eyes, breathe with it. Give yourself an opportunity to just allow the frequency of the drum to clear anything in your field that isn't serving your highest and best good. That's the intention. Clear anything in your field that isn't serving your highest and best good. Simple enough, right? When I drum, some of you may immediately go into fight or flight. That's a normal response. Give yourself a minute, 5 seconds, 10 seconds to breathe through it and see if you can relax into it. If you can't, turn it down until we're done. That's totally cool. Like, there's no wrong answer here. I am not here to ruin your day. So, if you can't, you can't. But sometimes, if you just breathe for a minute, you'll recognize that you're actually okay. So, let's give it a shot. I'll drum. You just hold space that the drum will help clear out anything in your sphere, anything in your energy body that is no longer serving you. Okay, so that's the first part. Pardon me. Now, moving on to the second piece, and that is some singing bowl work. So, I'm going to play the singing bowl for you. All you have to do is just allow the frequency of the bowl to help raise yours. We're going to match frequencies with the bowl. This is my heart chakra bowl, but we're not specifically working in the heart today. Mostly, we're just raising your frequency so that you feel a little bit more like you. And so, all you have to focus on is just letting the bowl raise your frequency. Okay. Very good. All right. So we have cleared, we have raised our frequency. Hopefully, that is a way that I can leave you feeling better than I found you today. Did you know that's my motto? Over at One to Listen, we have kind of a main statement. I think it's a motto. It is to me, but it is my motto is to leave you feeling better than I found you. So hopefully that's the way I can do that for you today. Thank you, Laurie. She said that felt really nice. Some frequencies I can't tolerate, but that one felt wonderful. Good. Very good. All right, I'm going to jump into the other chat room here for just a second. And then we will do our bibliomancy with Kathleen Peterson. Okay. All righty. So, of course, we have our book from Kathleen, the We Are Here For You book. For those of you that are new here that don't know, this is a book that was written by channeled messages by our dear friend and colleague Kathleen, who passed last year. And we've been using this book as a way to do bibliomancy. So at the end of every show, we ask what we need to know. We flip the book open, and whatever page we land on, we read that message. So that's what this book is all about. In case you're wondering why you see this every week on my show, that's why. All right, so we're asking, what do we need to know today or this week? Ishtar. Hmm, I'm not sure if we've ever had Ishtar before. Today, I offer to send you light, which will surround you and deflect the lower energies of fear and doubt. You can call on me at any time to shine the light of love and healing upon you so that you can release all the fears and doubts in your life. I will assist you in this process so that you may be in the light of love and fearlessness. You are loved and you need not live in fear and doubt. Take my hand and know that I stand with you to support you in all of your endeavors. I support you as you develop and work with the gifts and talents within. I will shine the light down on you and surround you so that you will be free to pursue your divine purpose. See the light and know that you are safe. Feel the light and know that you are protected and that the fear with which you have been engulfed is disappearing. As you stand within the light, you will be able to allow your own light to shine forth, breaking the darkness and spreading the light into the world around you. Use the light that I send and your own light out to reach the corners where darkness runs to hide. Like a candle in a darkened room, your light will fill the area and reduce the fear and doubt and anger in any situation. I will assist you in this effort. Know that the light that I shine, dear ones, is open to receiving love and that it only deflects that which is of a lower vibration. Stand in this light and lift your vibration, opening to the love that surrounds you within and without. You are loved. You are worthy of love. You deserve to live fearlessly and free. Be free, be strong, and stand tall in your glory. Stand in the light I send and know that you are perfect as you are. You are loved and supported. Fear not, for if you make a mistake, this will not remove that love. Be prepared to receive love as it will empower you and provide you with the wisdom to move through life with compassion and grace. I send you the light today when you ask. I await your request. Go through your day with strength, wisdom, and love in your heart and soul. Be free. and that is Ishtar, goddess Ishtar. So that is a huge message, and I think a really powerful one for us right now, while a lot of people are feeling like they're maybe a little bit lost or in a place of fear. Um, we get led to a place of fear a lot by the things around us, and I think that learning how to connect to Ishtar could be really powerful. So, how do you connect to Ishtar? Well, I'm going to recommend that if this resonates with you, that first you do a little bit of more research about who Ishtar is, and then go into meditation and sit in meditation and ask her to join you. Ask her to come with you. Part of it, I think, is allowing yourself to let energies like that in. I have meditations I've probably done with a lot of you guys before, basically where you just sit on a park bench and you ask whoever it is you want to connect with to join you and to sit with you. That would be a great way to connect with her, or any other meditation that you have to connect with masters or angels or guides. But that's a great way to connect, to get some clearing, to get some love, to get some light, some protective light from her, it sounds like. I've never worked with her before, I don't think. So I'm very curious. So thank you, Kathleen, for that. Sid said I added movement to both clearings, had great releases, and I feel way more clear headed and energized. Good. We have plenty to do today. Tiffany said she put her speaker on her heart for the bowls. Very cool. With the drums, I got a congestive cough. Not sure if that is COVID or MAC. Yeah. Ugh. She said working through stuff still. Yeah. Oh, COVID really cut you down. Dang it. Thank you, Rebecca. My honor. Okay. So that is that. I think that we probably don't have time for readings. I thought we might, but I don't see it. Yeah. Yeah. We definitely don't. However, don't forget that I am a professional psychic advisor over at 1 2 Listen, and you can always find me over there doing readings and healings, animal communication, mediumship, however I can help you. Also, if you are looking for mentoring, send me a message. We can always set up mentoring sessions that you purchase them as an email-based service over at 1 2 Listen. I send you a Zoom link, and then we have an opportunity to converse back and forth via video for a certain amount of time. You know, people that set up mentoring usually do it like every week or every other week for an hour, a half an hour, whatever you want or need. But I can really help you to work on your goals, to get something accomplished. I'm good for helping be a good cheerleader, but also keep your feet in the fire when it needs to happen. So, if mentoring is something you've been thinking about, I can certainly offer you that. Yeah. So I want to thank you guys all so much for being here. I appreciate you. And again, don't forget to come see me over at 1 2 Listen. And of course, I will be back next week. Same place, same time. Hopefully, not same stuff. We'll find out. This has been yet another production of The Katie Weaver Show here on 1 2 Radio, where we're changing the way you listen to the world.